The Courage of Umar ibn Al-Khattab, R.A. A Legacy of Leadership. Introduction. Umar ibn Al-Khattab, R.A., the second Caliph of Islam, is celebrated for his extraordinary courage and leadership. His life, marked by dramatic transformations and pivotal moments, stands as a testament to the strength of character and unwavering commitment to justice. From his early opposition to Islam to becoming a key figure in its establishment, Umar's journey reflects profound bravery and resilience. This essay delves into the many facets of Umar's courage: his personal valor, his role in military campaigns, his reforms as caliph, and his enduring legacy, shedding light on how his actions shaped the early Islamic state and continue to inspire generations. Chapter 1: Early Life and Pre-Islamic Arabia. 1.1 Umar's Background and Family. Umar ibn Al-Khattab was born around 584 CE in Mecca into the Banu Adi clan of the Quraysh tribe. The Quraysh were a powerful tribe with significant influence over Mecca's religious and economic affairs. Umar's father, Khattab ibn Nufail, was known for his strength and stern demeanor, which were attributes that Umar would come to embody. His mother, Hantama bint Hisham, came from the respected Banu Makhzum clan, further establishing Umar's notable lineage. Growing up in this privileged environment, Umar had access to education and training that were not common among Meccans. He was well versed in the traditions of the Quraysh and skilled in various forms of combat, including wrestling and swordsmanship. His early years were characterized by a robust and rigorous upbringing that prepared him for the challenges he would face later in life. 1.2 Physical and Mental Strength. Umar's physical strength was a defining feature of his early life. Described as tall, muscular, and resilient, he was a formidable presence in Mecca. His physical attributes were complemented by a keen intellect and a deep understanding of the tribal dynamics of his society. The harsh conditions of the Arabian desert, coupled with the social demands of his tribe, fostered a character marked by endurance and determination. His mental strength was equally remarkable. Umar's ability to navigate the complexities of Meccan society, combined with his literacy and intellectual capabilities, set him apart. He was known for his sharp mind and his capacity to engage in thoughtful debate, traits that would later influence his approach to leadership and governance. 1.3 The Environment of Pre-Islamic Arabia. Pre-Islamic Arabia was a tribal society where honor and loyalty were paramount. The harsh desert environment necessitated a strong warrior ethos, and survival often depended on one's ability to display bravery and strength. The Quraysh, being the custodians of the Kaaba, held significant influence and were known for their strict adherence to their tribal codes and traditions. This societal backdrop created an environment where courage and resilience were not just valued but essential for maintaining one's status. Umar's upbringing in such a setting prepared him for the rigorous demands of leadership and the challenges he would face as he transitioned from an adversary to a champion of Islam. 1.4 Early Opposition to Islam. Umar's initial opposition to Islam was marked by fervent resistance. As one of the Quraysh's leading figures, he viewed Islam as a threat to the established social and religious order. His opposition was not passive. He actively persecuted Muslims and sought to suppress the new religion. One notable incident was his attempt to kill the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH. Umar's fierce determination to protect the Quraysh's traditional values drove him to consider extreme measures. His initial hostility was a reflection of his deep-seated commitment to preserving the status quo and his apprehension about the changes Islam represented. Chapter 2: The Courage to Embrace Islam. 2.1 The Turning Point. Umar's Conversion. Umar's conversion to Islam was a profound and transformative event. The catalyst for his change of heart was a confrontation with his sister, Fatima, and her husband, Sa'id ibn Zayd, who were practicing Islam in secret. Upon discovering their faith, Umar was initially enraged, but was moved by the Quranic verses he overheard. This experience prompted him to seek out the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, and ultimately embrace Islam. Umar's conversion was a turning point for the Muslim community. His acceptance of Islam, despite the significant risks, was a powerful endorsement of the faith. It symbolized a shift in the balance of power in Mecca and provided a much-needed morale boost for the early Muslims. Umar's bravery in publicly declaring his faith demonstrated his willingness to confront the established order and his commitment to his newfound beliefs. 2.2. The Public Declaration of Faith. Umar's public declaration of faith at the Kaaba was an act of immense courage. By openly supporting Islam in the heart of Mecca, he directly challenged the Quraysh leaders and their authority. This bold move was not only a statement of personal conviction, but also a strategic decision that altered the dynamics of the Muslim community's struggle. The reaction from the Quraysh was swift and hostile. Umar faced immediate backlash and violence, yet he remained steadfast in his support for Islam. His public stance inspired other Muslims and signaled a new phase in the movement, where open defiance against Quraysh oppression became more feasible. 2.3. The impact on the early Muslim community. Umar's conversion had a profound impact on the early Muslim community. As a prominent Qurayshite, his acceptance of Islam lent credibility to the faith and offered a degree of protection to the Muslims. His influence and leadership provided a new level of confidence and security for the fledgling community. The increased visibility and support that Umar's conversion brought to the Muslims were crucial in their struggle for survival and acceptance in Mecca. His involvement in the community's affairs, combined with his strategic acumen, helped to fortify the Muslims' position and prepare them for the challenges ahead. Chapter 3. Umar's role in the early Muslim battles. 3.1. The Battle of Badr. The Battle of Badr, fought in 624 CE, was a critical confrontation between the Muslims and the Quraysh. Despite being outnumbered, the Muslims achieved a decisive victory, and Umar's courage played a significant role in this outcome. His participation in the battle demonstrated not only his physical bravery, but also his tactical insight. Umar's valor on the battlefield was evident in his engagement with the enemy and his efforts to support his fellow fighters. His leadership during the battle, along with his ability to inspire and mobilize the Muslim forces, was instrumental in securing the victory. The Battle of Badr marked a significant moment in Islamic history, establishing the Muslims as a formidable force in the region. 3.2. The Battle of Uhud. The Battle of Uhud, fought in 625 CE, was a challenging moment for the Muslims. Despite their initial successes, the battle turned against them due to strategic errors and the determined counterattacks by the Quraysh. Umar's role in the battle was marked by his steadfastness and courage as he fought to defend the Muslim ranks. Umar's bravery was evident as he continued to fight despite the dire circumstances. His commitment to the cause and his resilience during the battle were crucial in mitigating the impact of the defeat. The aftermath of Uhud saw Umar playing a key role in reorganizing the Muslim forces and addressing the consequences of the loss. 3.3. The Battle of the Trench. The Battle of the Trench, fought in 627 CE, was a defensive battle against a coalition of Meccan tribes. Umar's strategic acumen was crucial in the planning and execution of the defensive measures, including the construction of a trench around Medina. The trench was a novel strategy that played a key role in the Muslim victory. Umar's leadership in implementing this defensive tactic demonstrated his ability to adapt to new challenges and to employ innovative solutions. The success of the battle reinforced the position of the Islamic State and highlighted Umar's effectiveness as a leader. 3.4. Umar's leadership and strategy in battle. Umar's leadership in these early battles exemplified his courage and strategic thinking. His ability to inspire his troops, his bravery on the battlefield, and his tactical decisions were instrumental in the early successes of the Islamic State. Umar's contributions to these military campaigns established him as a key figure in the defense and expansion of Islam. Chapter 4. Moral Courage as the Caliph. 4.1. Establishing Justice. As Caliph, Umar ibn Al-Khattab was renowned for his unwavering commitment to justice. His administration was marked by a strict adherence to Islamic principles, ensuring that justice was upheld for all members of the community. Umar's courage in enforcing these principles, even when faced with opposition or difficulty, was a hallmark of his leadership. One notable example of Umar's commitment to justice was his approach to cases of theft and corruption. He applied Islamic law impartially, regardless of the accused's social status. His decision to punish individuals, including those from prominent families, demonstrated his dedication to fairness and the rule of law. 4.2. The treatment of non-Muslims. Umar's policies towards non-Muslims were characterized by fairness and respect. The Pact of Umar, which outlined the rights and responsibilities of non-Muslims living under Islamic rule, was a testament to his commitment to justice and tolerance. Umar's approach ensured that non-Muslims were treated with dignity and allowed to practice their own religions while living under Islamic rule. The pact established clear guidelines for the treatment of non-Muslims, including provisions for their safety, property, and religious practices. Umar's willingness to negotiate and enforce this pact demonstrated his ability to balance the needs of diverse communities and maintain social harmony within the expanding Islamic State. 4.3. The Pact of Umar. The Pact of Umar was a significant document that formalized the relationship between Muslims and non-Muslims in the Islamic State. It outlined specific rights and protections for non-Muslims, including their right to practice their religion, protection of their property, and exemption from military service. Umar's courage in negotiating and implementing this pact reflected his commitment to justice and his vision for a just and equitable society. The pact provided a framework for peaceful coexistence and set a precedent for future Islamic rulers in their dealings with non-Muslim communities. 4.4. Upholding the law, even against family. Umar's commitment to justice extended to his own family. One notable instance was his decision to punish his son, Abdullah ibn Umar, for drinking alcohol. Despite his personal connection to his son, Umar upheld the law and ensured that Abdullah received the prescribed punishment. This act of enforcing the law impartially, even against his own family members, was a powerful statement of Umar's principles. It reinforced the idea that no one, regardless of their status or relationship to the ruler, was above the law. Umar's actions in this regard were a testament to his moral courage and his dedication to the values of Islam. Chapter 5. Administrative and Political Reforms. 5.1. The introduction of the Hijri calendar. One of Umar's significant administrative reforms was the introduction of the Hijri calendar. This calendar, based on the lunar cycle, was established to mark the beginning of the Islamic era and to provide a standardized method for recording dates and events. The Hijri calendar was introduced in 638 CE, marking the beginning of the Islamic era from the migration, Hijra, of the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, from Mecca to Medina. Umar's decision to implement this calendar was a reflection of his foresight and administrative acumen. It provided a coherent system for the Islamic State and facilitated the organization of both religious and civil matters. 5.2. Expansion of the Islamic Empire. Under Umar's leadership, the Islamic Empire expanded significantly. His strategic and military prowess facilitated the conquest of new territories, including parts of the Byzantine and Sasanian empires. The expansion was not merely a quest for territorial gain, but also an effort to spread the message of Islam and establish a just governance system. Umar's approach to expansion was marked by a combination of military skill and diplomatic acumen. He implemented policies that ensured the fair treatment of conquered peoples and sought to integrate them into the Islamic State while respecting their cultural and religious practices. 5.3. The dismissal of Khalid ibn al-Walid. Umar's decision to dismiss Khalid ibn al-Walid, one of the most renowned military leaders of the early Islamic State, was a controversial yet courageous move. Despite Khalid's military successes, Umar felt that his dismissal was necessary to maintain the integrity of the Islamic State and to avoid any perception of favoritism. This decision highlighted Umar's commitment to the principles of justice and accountability. It demonstrated his willingness to make difficult decisions in the best interest of the state. even when they were unpopular or challenging. The dismissal of Khalid was a testament to Umar's dedication to fairness and his focus on the long-term stability of the Islamic State. 5.4. Building a governance structure. Umar's contributions to the governance structure of the Islamic State were substantial. He established various administrative offices and systems to ensure effective management of the expanding empire. His reforms included the appointment of regional governors, the establishment of a judicial system, and the implementation of welfare programs. Umar's governance reforms were aimed at creating a just and efficient administration. His efforts included the establishment of the Diwan, a central administrative body responsible for managing the state's finances and affairs. Additionally, Umar implemented a system of regular audits to ensure transparency and accountability in the administration. Chapter 6. Personal Humility and Leadership. 6.1. Umar's Simple Lifestyle. Despite his immense power and influence, Umar ibn Al-Khattab was known for his simple and austere lifestyle. He lived modestly, often opting for the same basic necessities as the common people. His humility was a reflection of his commitment to the principles of Islam and his belief in the importance of leading by example. Umar's simple lifestyle was a deliberate choice that demonstrated his belief in the values of modesty and equality. He shunned the luxuries and privileges that came with his position, choosing instead to live in a manner that reflected his dedication to serving the community. His lifestyle served as a powerful example for others in positions of power and influence. 6.2. Serving the community. Umar's approach to leadership was characterized by a strong sense of service to the community. He was known for his active involvement in the lives of his subjects, often visiting neighborhoods and interacting with ordinary people to understand their needs and concerns. His commitment to serving the community was evident in his efforts to address issues such as poverty, social justice, and public welfare. Umar implemented various welfare programs, including the establishment of a public treasury to provide for the needy and the construction of infrastructure such as roads and public buildings. 6.3. His humility in decision-making. Umar's humility was also reflected in his approach to decision-making. He was known for consulting with others and seeking advice before making important decisions. This collaborative approach ensured that his policies were well-informed and considered the perspectives of various stakeholders. Umar's practice of seeking counsel from his advisors and the broader community was a testament to his respect for diverse opinions and his commitment to making decisions that were in the best interest of the Islamic State. This approach fostered a culture of inclusiveness and collaboration in governance. Chapter 7. Umar's Courage in Facing His Own Mortality. 7.1. The Final Years. In the final years of his life, Umar continued to demonstrate courage and resilience. Despite facing numerous challenges and threats, he remained dedicated to his role as Caliph and continued to work towards the betterment of the Islamic State. His final years were marked by his efforts to ensure a smooth transition of power and to address the various issues facing the empire. Umar's determination to fulfill his duties, despite the difficulties he faced, was a testament to his unwavering commitment to his role as leader. He worked tirelessly to address issues such as administrative reforms, military campaigns, and social justice, demonstrating his dedication to the well-being of the Islamic State. 7.2. His assassination. Umar's assassination in 644 CE was a tragic end to his remarkable life. He was struck by a dagger while leading the prayer at the mosque, an act of violence that shocked the Muslim community. Despite the circumstances of his death, Umar's courage remained evident as he faced his fate with dignity and composure. The assassination marked the end of an era of leadership that had profoundly shaped the early Islamic State. Umar's response to his impending death was marked by his characteristic fortitude and grace, reflecting his deep faith and trust in Allah. 7.3. Legacy and Impact. Umar ibn Al-Khattab's legacy is one of courage, leadership, and justice. His contributions to the establishment and consolidation of the Islamic State were significant, and his example of leadership continues to serve as a model for future generations. His courage in both battle and governance, combined with his commitment to justice and humility, established a lasting legacy that remains relevant and inspiring. Umar's influence extended beyond his lifetime, shaping the development of the Islamic State and setting standards for future leaders. His legacy is reflected in the continued reverence and respect he commands among Muslims and in the enduring impact of his reforms and policies. Conclusion: Umar ibn Al-Khattab's life and leadership exemplify the profound courage and commitment that defined his character. From his early opposition to Islam to his pivotal role as Caliph, Umar's bravery in the face of adversity, his dedication to justice, and his humble approach to leadership set a standard for future generations. His contributions to the early Islamic State, both in terms of military success and administrative reforms, laid the foundation for the continued growth and development of the Islamic Empire. Umar's legacy is a testament to the enduring values of courage, justice, and leadership, and his example continues to inspire those who seek to uphold these principles in their own lives.